I think there's way too many people that can't sit on their knees like this. So you gotta get your stretching in every single day. You gotta stretch out the back, stretch out the quads, stretch out the arms, shoulders. Something I'm working on right here is feeling all of that tension in here. All right, we're going to teach you how to do the Spartan 300 today. It starts with a little bit of stretching. So I'm going to try and get the knee over the toe. I'm going to do a little spider static here. Warm up this lower and upper body. Hand on the outside. Hold that pizza. Push this hip forward. Come back down. Get it in. Switch legs. Repeat. I don't know if you like my yoga mat here, where it's really just my dish washing mat. Spider, static, stretch, push back into that back heel. Open that thing up. Oh yeah. Let's see how long this whole program takes. Never really timed the whole thing, but it's something I do every day. Okay, we gotta get down. Get down on the ground now. Wall slides. You keep those point of contacts, the wrist, the shoulders. Push the core down. Got to work on this mobility here. Elbows against the ground, wrists against the ground. Push. Little hip mobility. There's a good back crack right there. Move these hips. This is a great glute stretch here where you're just kind of pulling this leg. You feel it all through here. This is stuff. I'm a 45-year-old male. The kind of thing I gotta do every day. Stay limber. Be able to there, kill each day. Okay. We'll start counting towards the Spartan 300 is 25 abs. You gotta reach up to the top. Right. 23, 24, 25. You got to get that extension at the top of the range of motion. Okay. Now some flutter kick. I'm going to do 50 flutter kick. So that'll get us up to 75 on the abs. All right. On flutter kick, you can't just lay down. You got to engage your core. So you get your shoulders off the ground and get your flutter kicks going. You're going to feel it all in here. 6, 27, 8, 9. Alright. After the floor kicks, I get a little stretch in. Oh. Definitely got some, works the lower abs and the hips. Alright, so now I've got 75 abs down. A little bit of more stretching here. I like to do cat-cow. Get that back up. Then arch the back. Getting some. Gotta loosen up the body. Get this stuff moving. All right, I've got 75 down. Now we're gonna do some push-ups. All right, I'm gonna start with a little bit of stretching here on the quad. On my calves. Stretch these calves out. And then come into this position to start good morning push-ups. That's a great day starter, is the good morning. I imagine that's why they're called good morning push-ups. Hey. From those 5, I go into 5 pikes. All right, that's 10. For everybody out there counting, that's 75 abs and 10 push-ups. Now I'm going to get 30 push-ups in with this plyometric progression from diamond to regular to wide in a plyometric explosive form. All right, now I'm going to work on a little bit of stretching here again. So I'm going to reach out. I'm really trying to separate at the seam here where my hips are and my back. Trying to pull that and then elevate the fingertips and concentrate it more into the shoulders, the upper back and shoulders, and swing it around. Get the sides. A little bit more stretching for the arms. I don't know if you've ever seen this, but I don't know if you've ever seen this, but you got to put the hands down, upside down, lean back and forth, put some weight on it. Sure to put a lot of weight on my wrist like this for push-ups. So I'm going to counteract that by going back and forth here. All right, for everybody counting, I've got 40 push-ups and 75 abs done. What's next? I'm done with my mat. Put that back. Now it's time to work on some hip mobility. Okay. For this, I gotta use my doorpost. I land on my foot, cross the knee over, hold for 5 seconds. Bring it back, up, rotate, and kick it back. Hold for 5 seconds. Then line it up, And then open up this for 5 seconds. And then drop this knee through on the other side behind for 5 seconds. I do that twice. You gotta open up the hips. Hip mobility is a big one. For me, when you get in your late 30s and in your 40s and on up, if you want to be able to run, you want to compete with the kids, you gotta have some core strength. It's all in your hips. Your metabolism runs through your hips. So if you're working your hips out every day, gets your metabolism sparked as well. I'm not exactly what all these are called. Airplanes, I don't know. It's all hip mobility to me. You know, when you search the interwebs, you find all sorts of stuff. And you can figure out how to improve. About growth. How do I grow? I want to grow in my athleticism and grow in my endurance. Grow mind, body, soul, body, spirit. Get some growth. Now I'm going to work on deep squat. If you don't do deep squat, the rest of the world knows what this is. America is the only place. I feel like you don't know how to deep squat. How low can you go? Can you go to the floor? All the way down. And then hold that. Now it's taking me a long time to get to here. So I used to have to use this wall. And you pull yourself towards the wall. You're going to feel it in your ankles. You're going to feel it in your hips. You're going to feel it in your knees. And it's just a constant. I'm doing this every day for about a year now, where I can now balance in this, and I then can get some movement going here. So doing these squats going to get me all the way to the bottom, okay? And all that's doing is warming up these hips and giving mobility and flexion to give some of that explosive movement to be able to compete with the kids. All right, I'm gonna drop you down here. So hopefully now you can see me. Again, I'm gonna work on some hips and bring that into working on a little bit of hip work. I'm trying to get symmetrics. Prior injuries and poor rehabilitation get you out of line. Symmetrics are huge. You want your shoulders, your hips, your knees, everything to be symmetric. So if you're counting at home, I'm at 40 push-ups. I got to knock out another 10 to get towards 50 here. So I'm going to do 5 extended pikes and then 5 Mike Tysons. All right. Here's a pike below the stair. There's 5 pikes. Bring the legs back. I don't even know what these are called, but I'm pretty sure these are Mike Tyson's. And I'm going to do a TUT on these, time under tension. Go down nice and slow. Pretty much stand on my tippy toes. Get it all the way down there, nice and slow. And then explode up and back. 1. Nice and slow. 2. 3. 4. 5. And I like to do these over the stairs so I get full range of motion. and my chin can go below the stair. And I just catch my breath and work on a little bit of symmetry here. Trying to make sure my knees are lined up properly. Distributing that weight through my quads. And a good stretch to come up. All right, we're working through this. Another key is the toe raise. You gotta work this muscle here all the way up your shin for your shin splints. You don't want any weak links in this armor. 1. That's 25. All right. If you're counting at home, that's 50 push-ups and 75. So I just gotta get into my little workout room here. And all right, so now I'm gonna do a progression of 50 pull-ups, 50 squats, and 50 push-ups. And then 25 abs to round it out for the even 300. Now, I'm at the point in my journey. Now I'm at the point in my journey that I'm building up to doing this with resistance. So this is my weighted vest. Well, it's bulletproof vest. You gotta be prepared for zombie apocalypse, clearly, these days. I've had this bulletproof vest for over a decade. It's getting good use in now as my weighted vest. This thing weighs 20 pounds. So I'm gonna get my first 2 sets in, weighted, and then I finish it out unweighted. And then later in the day, I'll do a weighted walk. So I'll be talking to you on Weighted Walks by KB. All right. So here we go. Let's get these pull-ups. Now let's get these pull-ups in. All right. Remember, these are 20-pound weighted. So I'm trying to progress my progressions up to doing all 50 pull-ups, 50 squats, 50 push-ups here to end this out. Weighted. But for now I'm at 20. My first 2 sets. So I'm gonna knock out 10. Here we go. Get all the way down. Flex those arms up. Get that scapula. All right. 1. 10. Let's get back in there. Now I need 10 squats, 10 push-ups, and that's 1 set. Remember, gotta get my 300 in. All right. Now I like to use this little wedge. This was my kid's toy, being repurposed so that I can have an incline here, that my heels are off the ground. Yeah. 10 squats. Now I do like to do a little stretching here too. A little lean back. Feeling the hips and the quads. Now I get my 10 push-ups in. That'll be one set. I do like to do these decline to get the top of the chest. That's one set. I'm going to repeat that for 50 squats, 50 pull-ups, 50 push-ups. Let's go. Whew. A little stretch in here. 10 more. Let's get it. All right. Ten. Getting it. It's 20 now. Back into the room. Get the squats and the push-ups in. I like to change the foot position up, sometimes narrow, sometimes wide, and I'm okay with putting my knees over my toes and going low. Really trying to build symmetry and strengthen my knees. One. Back down to push-ups. Again with a little stretch here. Gotta take some deep breaths. All right, 10 more. Then I can take this vest off. Again, I like to do decline push-ups. Target the top of the chest. The top of the chest is what people see when you're wearing that V-neck. All right. All right. Now eventually, I'll be doing all 50 with this 20-pound sucker. But right now, it's 20. Let's get it. 30 more. Push-ups, pull-ups, squats, and then 25 sit-ups. All right, 25 minutes in, while narrating. So this workout usually takes between 30 and 45 minutes, depending on how focused I am. And again, I do this every day. The Spartan 300, every day. And by doing it every day, I'm building up that endurance, building up that consistency. Now I do other things in addition, but at a minimum, 7 days a week. Now not forever. You do a 30, 60-day program, then you change it up a little bit. Right now I'm on 3 weeks of doing this. We usually try and get about at least 30 to 60 days straight of doing something like this. Maybe even 90 days, depending on what your goal is. And then after that, you switch it up a little bit. Hi. Now I'm going to do 2 sets of 15 instead of 3 sets of 10. So I took that weight off. So now let's knock out these 15 pull-ups. Yeah. Yeah. $15. Now we get 15 squats and push-ups. And we're almost done. $15. Now you want to get this hinge back. At the top of the motion, you push the hip forward. And then when you're ready to start the new motion, hinge back. Starting position is here. What, man? After you change, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. You want to keep this core nice and tight. 9, 10, 11, 12. 13, 14, 15. Okay, more stretching. Keep these hips forward and lean back. And you feel it all in the quads. When you're doing this push-ups on a decline, make sure to hold all of this core nice and tight. Tight. Now I'm going to come a little more narrow on my grip, on my hand position here. With the vest on, I had to do a little bit wider. Now I'm going to make an adjustment, coming a little bit more narrow. Trying to get that cut right in the middle of the chest. 15. I'm gonna try and get a little bit of stretch here. Raise those fingertips. Feeling those shoulders and that upper back. All right, if you're counting at home, I got 15 more pull-up, squat, and push-up, and 25 abs to round out that Spartan 300. Almost there. I'm at 30 minutes while narrating. So I think if I wasn't narrating, I can push it to get done a little bit faster. But usually it takes me close to 45 minutes to get this thing done. All right. Sometimes I also stop in the mirror and look at myself, because I'd be like, damn, bro, I used to be really fat. I used to weigh 240. Now I'm down to 175. Looking fly. Still got a little bit of this belly fat. Some of my friends have known me. I've had this little spare tire thing my whole life. I'm still working on that. Still have some, but up here, oh boy, that's shredded. You see ripples going all through here. It's just this last part that comes right around here. So this stuff. All right, almost there. Let's go. Last set of 15. Here we go. Yeah. 15. 15 sit-ups, or 15 squats, 15 push-ups, 25 sit-ups. We got that Spartan 300 now. All right, I'm at 33 minutes. Gotta pick up this pace. Too much talking. Too much talking. Not enough doing. Hey. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 15. Fifteen push-ups. 14. 15. Get that stretch in. Time at home. That's it. One last thing. One last thing. I need 25 more sit-ups. This one's a banger. This one's a banger to close this out. Hanging knee raise. Get the lower, get the hip flexors. Work on that balance and stability. So if you noticed, there's very little equipment required for this workout. I used my kitchen mat in my kitchen. I have that workout room that's completely empty. All it is an empty room with a mat. It's just to keep my stink off the carpet. A pull-up bar. And these hanging leg raise things, whatever these suckers are, all readily available from China on Amazon, which I'll be setting up some American-made stuff on my website. So come see me at kb13.com to get this plan in writing, to get more tips to help you overcome. Jesus is King. I can do all things because He lives in me, and so can you. 25, let's get it. Spartan 300 completed in 38 minutes. Under 40 minutes a day. Change your life. Come see me at kb13.com. Let me get a good shadow on this sucker. Come see me. kb13.com. I love you. I speak directly from heaven when I say this. You are. The Lord bless you. The Lord keep you. The Lord make His face shine on you and give you peace. Be blessed.